Hey guys, Lockie and Elias from Infuse. Today we're going to go through a hip mobility exploration sequence. So we've got 4 movements and we're going to get Elias to demonstrate all 4. So the first one we've got is a standing hip circle plus extension. So we'll start with the knee coming up towards the chest. So we're standing on one leg, knee comes up to the chest, and then we extend the leg trying to maintain the amount of flexion. Then come back, we go knee out to the side, we then extend the leg again. Come back. We then internally rotate the hip, so heel comes up towards the ceiling. We extend again. We go leg behind, so the knee comes down side. The hip is extended, and then we extend the leg. We come back through, and we roll through that for 3 rounds on each side. Okay, so you'll do 3 sets, 3 rounds on that side, and then you'll swap and go to the other leg and do the same thing for the 3 rounds. We then move to our second movement. Our second movement is a 90-90 hip switch. So we're going to start down on the ground. There's a few different variations we can do here. So if you're super tight to the hips, you want to place the hands behind the back. And we're trying to get both knees to touch the floor. Elias is going to rotate and flip his hips to the other side. And we want to try and resume the same position on the other side as we rotate. To make it a little bit harder, we start to use the hands a little bit less and less, and we try not to move the torso, so that most of the movement is just coming from the hips. So you can see he's prioritizing that rotational aspect from the hips alone. We're going to go for 10 reps here. Over time, if it gets a little bit easier, we can start to take the hands off and move just from the hips. So 10 reps at a difficulty that is challenging for you, but something that you can keep the form with. We pop up. We go for our third movement, which is a single leg pickup. Okay, so we're trying to stand on one leg, and I'm going to give Elias the ball. So if you've got a ball around the house, you can use the ball. Otherwise, we're just tapping the floor. So we're going to try and get a placement with our hand to form an entire circle around the course of our body. So Elias is going to start. He's going to place that in front. He's going to come back and hopefully pick the ball up, challenge himself there, and then choose a new position. So we're trying to go around the full circumference of our leg. So some of these positions might be a little bit harder than others. So especially the ones behind the body, we want to try and explore them as much as we can. Nice, excellent balance. So once we've done a full circle on that one side, we'll swap it over and go for a full circle on the other side. Cool. Our 4th and final exercise is a squat-based exercise. We've got 2 options here. So first option is just to go down into a passive squat. This is just going to chill out. If you're just building the capacity and the tolerance of the tissue to sit down into that squat, we can just play with this and just spend some time in there. Ideally, we're looking at around 60 seconds. If you need a bit of support as well, you could grab a hold of a stick, the base of a table or something like that to make it a little bit easier to stay at the bottom. If you've got pretty good control of this, we're going to go for more of an active variation today. So the active variation, we're going to go for some knee taps. So we're going to try and extend the knee or the hip and drop the knee as close to the floor, and then pull ourselves back to the squat. With this one here, we're looking for 10 reps, that'll be 5 reps on each side, and we're just moving, alternating back and forth. If you can't quite get to the ground just yet, what you can do, we'll jump in here, and we can go to, say, something like a high squat. Yeah? And we can use, say, a target to make that drill a little bit easier, but we're still using the opening. Obviously, you'd set 2 of those up. That is our hip exploration mobility sequence. 4 movements. Try to go for, say, 2 to 4 rounds. 1's enough if you've only got time for 1. The more the better, and the hips will start to open up, and you'll be able to explore some of these positions a little bit more freely. Enjoy that one.